With all of the nice, cool fall temperatures we've been having, we called on our good friend, Father Brian McGrath, the pastor of St. Mary's in Lee, to see what's cooking this autumn season. All right, well, Father Brian, what are you going to be making for us today?
So I thought we'd make, with this harvest season, pumpkin soup. And you can make a squash soup, all different types of soup, but I came across these really cool pumpkins. They're called Winter Luxury. I thought we'd make them into a nice soup.
Oh, sounds nice for this time of year.
So, want to pass me one of the pumpkins?
Sure.
These are these unusual colored ones.
Yeah, these look a lot lighter than your traditional jack-o'-lantern pumpkin.
Yeah. And oftentimes people will just say you make any pumpkin into pumpkin soup, but really you have to get the right pumpkin because the taste of them is different.
And what are the ingredients that we're looking at today?
Well, obviously it's pumpkins. So it'll be pumpkins, some oil and butter, stock. We have our leeks, thyme, and sage. So let's clear our surface off and we'll get started.
Okay.
So we take our pumpkin, and pumpkins like to roll, so it's probably best to kind of keep it on a flat surface. Obviously it's a sharp knife, so be careful when you start to go after it.
Yeah, we don't need to be going to the ER today, Father.
Right. But I find if you can cut it in half.
Do you use a non-serrated knife? Does that work better? Or
Yeah, this is more like a chopping knife.
Okay.
I find the serrated knives are used for, like when I make my bread.
oh wow, look at that.
Oh, and we're going everywhere on that. So these Winter Luxury, they have this really cool looking meat of the pumpkin and a little bit less than some of the other pumpkins in terms of seeds.
They're very brightly colored inside.
Right.
You know, look at that.
So you have options. We're going to try to save some of the seeds because they're a lot of fun to put as a garnish.
Sure.
You can use a spoon. What I like to sometimes use is an ice cream scoop. So just kind of loosen up this stuff. And then it comes right out. I know how much you like to hold the goopy stuff.
I'll let you do that part.
So when we cut a pumpkin, flat surface.
Okay.
And it really cuts pretty soft. I'm going to cut this into 1-inch cubes. And so I kind of cut it so that I can have that 1 inch.
It's almost like a cantaloupe, but probably a lot harder.
Yeah, it's not much harder.
No.
When these are ripe, they cut pretty easily. But like a cantaloupe, you don't want to eat the rind. So we'll put some of this aside.
Yes.
And all we're going to do is cut off the skin. And I'm trying to get rid of all see the green?
Yeah.
So
That would
taking it
give you a
down.
stomach ache, according to my grandma, if you ate the rind.
Yeah. All right. So what we'll do is we'll set aside our pumpkin and we'll get ready for the next step.
Okay. All right, so we're starting off with, we have all the pumpkin, and then we have to add leeks and your spices.
Right. So we start with the leeks. And people, again, what do you like for taste? Well, I think these leeks are pretty awesome. And we're only going to use pretty much the white stuff. We might I'll use the other stuff somewhere else.
The leek is an onion in the onion family.
Right. So you
And-
could have scallions, you could have a white onion or maybe a Vidalia onion. And we're going to blend this all together. So all I want to do with the leeks is just give them enough so they can start to soften up.
Oh, so you don't really have to chop it fine? 'Cause-
Right,
okay.
right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our leeks and we're going to start the stove. So kind of medium heat.
Oh, I can really smell the onion.
So all we're going to really need is like a tablespoon of olive oil. Just enough to kind of coat the bottom of the pan. And then just a teaspoon of butter.
This is going to be healthy.
Yeah. All veggies, all fresh veggies, and a little bit of stock. So as that starts to cook, we're going to put the leeks in with it.
That was 3 leeks,
Oop,
I
I
think,
lost
right?
one off the side.
You got a runner there.
Man down. Yeah, 3 leeks. It's about 2 cups.
Okay.
We'll just let that start to come up to heat. And as that's going, we'll start our spices. So it's fresh sage.
Smells so good.
So we're just trying to get about a tablespoon. I don't know if you think about that. So about a teaspoon of the thyme and about a tablespoon of the sage. All right, put a little water in with our seeds. And so all we're doing is to kind of pull the seeds away from the stringy parts.
Pumpkin seeds are so fun to do for kids. They always love to carve the pumpkin,
Yeah.
roast the seeds.
But what's nice about this is they're a little bit moist. And what we'll be able to do is put some salt right on them and then roast them up. All right, I think we have enough for a garnish. So all we get is some seeds, right? We'll spread them on our cookie sheet. So all we've done is kind of soften up our leeks a little bit. And we're going to add our spices. So we're just going to do our pumpkin.
So we have our seeds now in the oven, the pumpkin's cooking with the scallions, and what's the next step?
So now we want to put a stock in with it to really soften everything up and bring it together. I love those like a real chicken stock or a real vegetable stock, but the vegetable stock I only find was sort of cubes. So we took about 7 cups of water,
How many cubes would you add per cup of water?
half a cube per cup. So 7 cups, we need really 3.5 cubes.
Okay.
So we'll add that right into our mixture. And with this, we want to bring it right to a full boil.
This is always such a nice time of year, all the harvest, all the root vegetables coming
Right.
in, and
Yeah.
so much you can do with them, really.
Oh, it's amazing, you know, and also in our liturgical year, we start to see the readings take a turn towards the end of our liturgical year and the harvest, the call to reap the harvest of the Lord.
That's
So it's
right.
a great time. But we'll check our pumpkin soup now, see if they're doing okay. They've been simmering for about 25 minutes. And we're just going to touch, so you go right in. The pumpkins are super soft. So they are great. What we'll do is we'll transfer it over to our work table.
Oh, it smells so good. You can really smell the rosemary.
Right, yeah. Well, the thyme, you mean, the thyme, or maybe the
Oh.
sage. Yeah.
I'm so good with my spices.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to transfer it to a blender and just kind of blend it up. But I like to do is I'm going to put it in this glass bowl, give it a chance to cool off a little bit. So, first spin on the blender, I only put a little bit in because it can really go far. but-
Yeah. Well, you'll be able to feed your whole parish with all of this soup now.
So I don't know if you can see the thickness of it, but it's a really thick soup
Yeah.
pureed. And so we just take a few of our pumpkin seeds.
Looks delicious.
And a little bread.
Look at this.
And that's pumpkin soup.
Picture perfect.
Well, bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Oh.
Bit hot.
The soup was really delicious and so easy to make. And if you would like a copy of Father Brian's pumpkin soup recipe, we will have it posted at iobserve.org.